Well, everybody, we're here at the 28th annual Seattle Hempfest. What is Hempfest for? Hempfest is here to change the culture, to change our minds, to educate us on political issues, social issues, environmental issues, civil rights issues, particularly those which revolve around cannabis. Cannabis is a genus. It comes from the plant family Cannabaceae. Humulus or hops is another genus underneath the plant family Cannabaceae. And then when we have our types of cannabis, and let's accept for the fact that in the beginning there was cannabis, but over thousands of years, about 10,000 years, and human intervention, we bred out two separate types of cannabis, even though it's all one plant. And once we get through this interesting legal and regulatory revolution, we'll be able to discuss it again as one plant. But we have this low THC crop, an agricultural crop called hemp. We also have a high THC or medicinal or adult use crop we often call pot, marijuana, ganja, or cannabis, but it is all cannabis. Now, hemp has thousands of uses, and cannabis is really here to serve the needs of humanity. So with hemp, we have human and animal nutrition, body care, nutraceuticals, cosmeceuticals, paper, textiles, plastics, building materials, industrial sealants and coatings, nanotechnology, all of these things, all of the things that we need to live here on the planet in health and in harmony, the cannabis plant can provide for us. And guess what? When people engage in the process, because the people lead and the leaders follow, we make progress. And we've made tremendous progress with all forms of cannabis, thanks in large part to festivals and free speech freedom fighters and revolutionaries like Seattle Hempfest. We have legalized federally hemp as an agricultural commodity in the United States. The Farm Bill was signed into law in 2018. Now you may remember and know, many of you here, that in 2014 we passed a Farm Bill. Farm Bills happen around every 5 years. Sometimes the Congress doesn't get it right and they take an extra year, which happened in 2013. 2014, we signed a farm bill that created a seismic shift in cannabis policy in the United States, and it legalized something called industrial hemp for the first time in U.S. history, distinguishing it from medical and adult use forms of cannabis, and it created something called agricultural pilot programs, which were defined as the study of the growth, cultivation, and marketing of this thing, industrial hemp, which is defined as any part of the plant Cannabis sativa L, whether growing or not, that does not contain greater than 3% THC. And many states across the country, in fact we have now 47 states across the country, then began to pass legislation, including Washington State, to grow industrial hemp for these agricultural pilot research programs. Well, this year, in the 2018 Farm Bill, the federal Congress, our heroes and heroines at the congressional level, took it one step further, and now it is beyond agricultural research, and once again, hemp has taken its rightful place in the broad light of day with all other agricultural commodities in the United States, and it has been removed entirely, including its extracts, its derivatives, its compounds, its cannabinoids, from the Controlled Substances Act, and hemp now lives in the Agricultural Marketing Act of 1946. Again, that is where all agricultural commodity crops go to be defined. Furthermore, they amended our federal congressional heroes and heroines, amended other acts like the Federal Crop Insurance Act. Now, there's no way that an agricultural commodity can gain any traction in any market if a farmer cannot insure his crop. And we need to fight for that for medical and adult use cannabis, not exploited premium insurance rates for poor coverage, exploiting these high-risk cannabis crops. We need federal crop insurance for all cannabis crops, medical and adult use, along with hemp. So while we celebrate, and oh, we should stop for a moment to celebrate the tremendous victory of legalizing hemp federally, we also have to remember that we have a long road ahead of us for adult use and medical use cannabis at the federal level, and that even when it becomes legal, that's actually when the marathon begins. It's actually when events like Seattle Hempfest become more important than ever, because we're just getting a seat at the table, guys. And once we get at the seat at the table, we have to fight for it. It's a marathon, and we need Seattle Hempfest and groups and events, and for all of us to engage in the process more than ever as we celebrate these victories. So with that, I'm going to say it costs $750,000. $750,000 to run this event, guys, and we're threatened every year, and this year more than ever. So when you see those yellow baskets at the entrances and people asking for donations next to those yellow secure boxes, please, we need you to get your donations in that box. We need you, if you are not registered to vote, to take advantage of the dedicated volunteers that Seattle Hempfest makes sure every year are here to help register you to vote. Take the information you learn from these speakers and these stages and the Hemposium, amazing educational tent, and put that to work. Use your voice. Contact your legislators. We are the people. And again, when the people lead, the leaders follow. So good job, everybody, and engage, engage, engage.